So, how's it going, guys? It's been a while since I've made a video, but here I am. I'm back again. I got a little bit of a new setup. I used to be right there. You probably recognize the back scenery that you know and love. And I decided to come in here. Well, basically, it's because I was using a crappy laptop over here, and it's just crapping out on me. It hasn't been that great. So I got a PC actually. And yeah, so I'm trying out this new thing. It's pretty, I kind of like it so far. I got this light right above me. Makes me look angelic, you know? Trying to subliminally put that in your head. I got this pretty cool mic right here set up. What's up, baby? I know you guys miss me. I missed you too. And yeah, we'll see how it goes. I want to talk about boxing. I just got done watching the Mayweather McGregor fight, and I was kind of mad. I was kind of pissed off about it because I can't help but feel that boxing is rigged. Not that all boxing matches are rigged, no, but you know, the lower level guys, that might be very real, but when you get to the higher level ranks and there's millions of dollars involved, yeah, there's a higher potential of it being faked. And I've just seen so much of it that I'm just fed up with it. And it's just a little frustrating because it's obvious to me, but when I bring it up to people, they kind of laugh at me like I'm dumb or something, whatever, which maybe I'm wrong, but I don't think I'm wrong. Let's look at some videos that kind of might help prove my point a little bit. Our old buddy, old pal here, Mike Tyson. See what he has
anything
to say.
happening. Wow. And you have to also know this about boxing. It's the only business in the world. It's the only business, legalized business, that everything is not always on top of the table. There's always something under the table.
Secret shit going
There's
on.
always, it's not going to work.
Wow.
This is how it works.
And why is that in 2012 that, you know, boxing is still,
It should be taken over by the government, I believe.
you know,
wow.
it doesn't have like a governing body like the NFL or the
No, yeah,
NBA.
exactly.
Yeah, I don't know if I
Just
really
like
agree with
this.
it should be taken over by the government or anything like that. But I think I understand what he's saying, because there's no sort of organization that's put in place to stop people from doing all. But what he's saying makes a lot of sense, because I mean, when it comes to gambling, that's something that there is laws in place here in this country anyway. But it's really hard to enforce it, because they can enforce that with, you know, Indian casinos and Las Vegas. They tax them or whatever. But it's also illegal for people to do it outside of that realm, right? But who doesn't? I mean, people bet all the time, whether it's $20 or $100 with their coworker about this McGregor fight or what have you. They know they can't stop it, right? It's just inevitable. Why not also with this boxing association, these fight promoters? I mean, do you think they're really going to put everything on the table so that everything is going to get taxed? No, they're going to put as little bit as possible on top of the table. That's going to get taxed. The majority of it is going to happen underneath all these deals, so that these big money people can bet on a certain fighter, and on top of that, more than that, bet on that certain fighter losing on a certain round. I mean, it makes complete sense to me. So thank you, Mike Tyson, for bringing it up.
This is like
Right,
so now any fighters or anybody that's a possible, if they're not on your team, this is what it is. It's a gang. Boxing was developed from gangs. You know, the old Irish guys, old Dutch guys. It was a guy named Jim Bleacher.
Wow, I
and
heard
he
about that too.
and he always put his slash on his corner. So that's how we got the red and blue corner. But you know what the red means? That's my gang. That's the representation of the gang, my political gang. If I win this fight, like the ancient, if I win this fight against your champion, it's all gangs. Gangs. It's all originated from gangs. The whole world. If my gang wins this fight, we hold the whole district until you get a champion that could beat my fighter. If you don't want to accept that challenge, my gang against your gang, then a lot of people die. So they pick their champion and his champion, and the red represents, and the blue, Democrat and Republican.
Get the fuck out of here.
And that was all.
Yeah, that's what the corners represent. No one knows that. But
it's one of those things that if you go back into the history of boxing, in its roots, it was ran by the mafia and the different gangs out there. I think one of the most famous stories of this, or classic stories, is this guy, Mr. Jake LaMotta. He's a fighter. I mean, this guy's trying to make it, and being where he was at, I'm not even showing you guys what he looks like. Okay, being where he was at and understanding the game, he understood that he had to go through the mafia members to okay him to be able to. He wanted a belt, you know, he wanted the title. He wanted to fight the best. And the guy told him, like, look, I'll give you a shot, but first you need to fight this other guy, and you need to lose to him. He didn't want to, but he just decided on it. All right, cool. So apparently they made a movie about this guy too. It's called The Raging Bull with Robert De Niro, of all people. And Pesci was in it too. So like the Goodfellas, before it was the Goodfellas. Yeah, so anyways, this guy fights. He's in the fight. He starts beating the guy up that he's supposed to lose to. And then realizes like, oh shoot, I'm not supposed to win. I'm supposed to lose to this guy. And then the next round or right after that, he just takes the dive or whatever. But like the way he did it though was pretty epic, which is he didn't even pretend like he was getting beat up. Like he just didn't even throw a punch. He just put his arms down and was just getting hit left and right to the point where the referee stopped it. It was so bad that people got mad and the government got involved and had to investigate it because they were like, yeah, that was too obvious what happened here, that it was something happened, some kind of chicanery happened. The guy had to go to court and like testify and all kinds of stuff. They ended up kicking him out of the boxing league or whatever, and later on, because he made the deal with that mob boss, they got him back in and he was able to fight for that title that he really wanted. But that's the way that it goes. This is the history of boxing, guys. I mean, and then you got characters like this dude. We all know him. We all hate him. Don King, and one of the most popular and hated fight promoters, because the guy would just put on fights and make a lot of money, and then just rig them. That's what he was known for. One of the most popular ones was the fight that he had with Mike Tyson. This dude, I think his name is I forget what his name is. Who gives a shit, right? But this happened. This fight happened on the same night Tupac died, apparently. But this guy didn't really even get punched and fell. And just everybody was like, what the heck? And he was going to be pretending like he's shaking here. They're going to replay it right now just so you can see how bad this was. It was just 2 hours. Didn't hit him. Didn't hit him. And he fell. This is why people hate Don King. Because it was fake. I mean, it was fake. This fight, Mayweather versus Pacquiao. Now, I was a big Pacquiao fan. I was a Pacquiao fan before it was cool. And I remember going to like families' houses and they would have a fight and it would be Pacquiao versus another Mexican guy, and everybody hated Pacquiao. They hated him because he would always kick the Mexican guys' asses. And I was always a fan of Pacquiao. I'd be like the only one that was going for Pacquiao, and everybody would get mad at me. You're going for Pacquiao? Like, yeah, I don't care if he's not Mexican. I don't care. He's a good fighter. So I knew him. I knew how he fought. So when it was announced that he was going to fight Mayweather, which nobody likes, I was stoked because I'm like, if anybody's going to beat him, it's going to be Pacquiao. But as soon as they started fighting, I was like, this doesn't really seem like the Pacquiao that I know. At one point in time, he got Mayweather pretty good to where it sent him back and dazed him a little bit. Normally, in that situation, Pacquiao would take advantage, go in, and just start going to town and then win a fight. In that situation with Mayweather, he punched him, he got him a little woozy, and instead of going in, he just stopped, and I think he even took a step back to where I was like, what is this? This isn't Pacquiao? And after that, I got discouraged and said, this is stupid. This is so dumb. I mean, how could, this is what's going on. Like, it's obvious to me that there's money being exchanged. If we look at what McGregor and this other dude, Mayweather, was paid, I mean, they got paid quite a bit of money. At the minimum, Mayweather made $100 million. At the minimum, McGregor made $30 million. And at the maximum, it's $300 million Mayweather will make and $100 million that McGregor would make. That's quite a bit of money. I didn't even show you. Sorry about that. I didn't even show you guys the article. Well, like, yeah, it's from the SB Nation, and we got 100 mil, 30 mil, and then 300 mil to 100 mil. It's quite a bit of money. It's think about it in terms of this, guys. Like, you could be a boxer and you could not fight Mayweather and make $0 doing it, or you can fight Mayweather and become a millionaire, 30 million at least to 100 million. Fight him, lose, and make $100 million doing it. At that point in time, does it matter? Does your pride really even matter? Does you winning the belt even really matter at that point for $100 million? Like, no. You're going to go in there and you're going to gladly lay yourself down and make it seem like you lost. I seriously can't. I don't know how many times Mayweather has done this, but to me, I can sense it. I can see it. But he went 49-0. And retired, and then he came out of retirement to fight this guy who was not even a boxer. He was in UFC or whatever. But this whole fight was very gimmicky. Like, how come he's not fighting a boxer? Because he wants that last one for everybody to tune in. How's he gonna come out of retirement and lose 49 and then just lose? Like, no, he came out of retirement knowing he was gonna win. And this fight, out of all the ones that I've seen with Mayweather, I gave it to Mayweather. He actually was fighting him. Usually he does this shoulder thing the whole time and then tires the other person out and then he goes in. This time he was actually going at it, which was pretty cool to watch. But it just seemed to me that he was very confident and he went in there a little bit more ballsy than normal because he knew, I'm going to win. This guy's already been paid off. And I was watching this fight with McGregor fans, and they were the first few rounds, McGregor was like actually punching him, and they would just yell like, "Oh my God!" But I was sitting there because I don't have a dog in the fight. I was sitting there watching it just from a referee logical perspective, and those punches sucked. They weren't hard punches at all. They weren't doing anything to him. So it was like, yeah, he's punching him, but nothing's happening. And then after he had those first rounds where he was just going for it, he came back super tired, and that's when Mayweather started coming in. Like, yeah, it's possible that this was a real fight, but I highly doubt it. I think it's funny that we can go from these days of Jake LaMotta and falling in these fights, and most of the people not buying it because the guy wasn't even a good actor or anything. The majority of people didn't buy it. They were pissed and they demanded blood. And then going from that to today's fights, I feel like nothing has changed really. It's just more sophisticated. They found out a way to make it more believable. The fights are more believable now. They have better strategies to make it look real. And today, it's at a point where the majority of the people who are watching these boxing matches think that it's real, and they believe in it. They believe that it's real. Because, again, I feel like it got more sophisticated. The acting got more sophisticated. They probably practiced this stuff before they even get out in the field. And so, personally, that's what I think. There's too much money. When you have that much money involved, there's no way they're going to leave it up to just the better fighter. No, they're not. So that's just my opinion, personally. I mean, if you want to keep spending money on this boxing, I think boxing can be fixed, but it's going to have to be some other way. There needs to be new rules, but it's just so corrupt that I don't even bother anymore. Like, I don't even really care about the subjects that much either, but when I bring it up to people, they fight me on it so much that I'm like, isn't this obvious to you? Because it's kind of obvious to me. So yeah, that's what I think. I hope you like this video. I hope you like this new format. Hopefully I can start doing these videos again now that I got out of my slump. But yeah, thanks for watching. Let me stop recording.